record. We are recording. All is well with the world. I like your hairstyle, Wilt. And just pause on your back before you add blankets or anything. And check in. How does your body rest on the mat in a sloppy shavasana? What's touching and what's not touching? Where does the sacrum, the 5 fused vertebrae at the bottom of the spine, where are you feeling the sensation on your sacrum? Is it towards the tailbone so that there is more of an arch in your low back? Or is it more towards the top of the sacrum and it may feel like your low back is flat against the floor? Also notice how the back of your head is resting on the mat. Ideally, we are resting on the center of the sacrum and the center of the back of the head. These two parts of our body are designed to travel on the same plane, but we do all kinds of interesting things, so we tend to actually travel with the head forward of the sacrum. If you find that laying on your back causes your chin to jut up towards the sky, then slide a blanket under your head. Slide a blanket under your head. And then bend up your knees. Place your hands on the lower abdomen. And begin to pay attention to the breath. Breathing in. Does the belly expand, the lower abdomen? And breathing out, does it soften down towards the mat? If there is not a lot of movement in the lower abdomen, now place one hand on your chest. And notice if your chest rises on the in-breath, if there is more movement on the chest than the belly, which may indicate that you are using your neck to breathe rather than your main muscle for breathing, the diaphragm. So the work is to let the chest stay relatively still and invite the diaphragm, this dome-shaped muscle that sits right in the middle of the trunk and separates the lung and heart from the lower contents. As you breathe in and the diaphragm contracts, it compresses the lower abdominals, and that's why we feel this poofing out. So it's a wonderful massage for the stomach, the kidneys, the liver, your intestines. Everything gets a little move about. In turn, facilitating optimal output of all of these organs. Notice the duration of the in-breath and the out-breath. And then lengthen the shorter one if they are uneven duration. You don't ever really want to shorten your breath. That is reducing your own prana, your own life force. But we want to balance it so the in-breath and the out-breath is about the same. And then on top of this, we'll invite in the Ujjayi breath, the victorious breath, the restriction of the throat, the vocal cords. And so let's do it with the mouth open first. You'll take a normal breath in, and as you exhale, pretend to be fogging up a mirror or glass to create a soft hissing sound, and you feel the contraction. Breathing in through the nose, and then repeat. Do that one more time. Normal in-breath. Breathing in again. This time, exhale, same restriction, but with the mouth closed. And if it's available, add it on the in-breath also. So breathing in and out with Ujjayi breathing. If you find that it causes you to become irritated or agitated, or the breath becomes choppy and uneven, just drop it off. Maybe just the in-breath, keep the out-breath. But if it's same on the out-breath, just let go of it altogether and then start up again in a little bit. Don't force the breath. Now let's take the hands down alongside the hips. And then inhale, draw the arms up overhead. And exhale, draw the arms back down again. Inhaling, take the arms up. And exhale, arms down. As you inhale the arms up, arch the low back. Makes it a little easier to take the arms up, and exhale, flattening the low back as you take the arms down. We're just moving back and forth, creating a little bit of connectivity on our shoulder and back muscle. Inhaling back and arch. Exhaling and flatten back and forth. If it is uncomfortable for your shoulders to go back and forth, you can take the arms out wider instead of straight back. So move within your range of comfort. And the next time you take the arms down, staying down, and we'll straighten out the legs. Now be far enough away from the wall right now where you're not touching the wall. And then Baxter's first vinyasa really celebrates the element of the hips, which is water. So we want fluidity. Let's inhale, take the arms up overhead. And exhale, hug the right knee in to the chest. Inhale, take the knee to the side, to the right side. And exhale, take it across. Inhale and come back to center. Clasp the hands behind your right thigh. Press up through the heel. And exhale, hug the knee in. And take the chin to the chest if it's available. And inhale, let's stretch out all of the way. Exhale, hug the left knee in, take the chin to the chest. And inhale, knee to the side. Exhale, take the knee across, catch it with your right hand. Left arm stays out to the side. Inhaling back to center. Clasp the hands behind the left thigh, press up through the heel. And exhale, hug the knee in. And inhale, stretch back out. We'll repeat, right side. Exhale, right knee, hugging it in, chin to chest. Inhale, head down, take your right knee to the right side. Take your left arms out to the side, and now we switch. Give your knee to the left hand and twist to the left. Right arm is out to the side. We inhale to center. Clasp the hands behind the thigh, press up through the heel. Straight leg and exhale. Hug the knee back in. And inhale, full body stretch. Left side, exhale, hugging in. Chin to chest. Inhale, take the knee to the left. Exhale, switch. Knee to the right hand and twist to the right. Left arm is out to the side, opening across the upper chest. We return to center. Clasp the hands behind the thigh, press up through the heel. And exhale, hug the knee back in and full body stretch. Let's do that whole series one more time on each side. Exhale, hugging in. Inhale to the side. Exhaling across, twisting. Inhaling to center. Take the leg to the sky. And hug back in. And full body stretch. Last time on the left. Exhale, hug the knee in. Inhale, head down. Take the left leg to the left side. Right arm out to the side. Switch. Take your knee as far across as you can, twisting as far as it's available, all the way onto the outer hip if it's available. We return to center. Clasp the hands behind the thigh for the hamstring event. Then exhale, hug the knee in, and stretch all the way out. Exhale, let's take the arms down along the body. And just pause. Notice how your body's resting now. What changed? Are there sensations that arose or vanished? Now take a block and place it medium-sized block. So not the widest that you can create, not the skinniest, but medium-sized, and place that between your thighs towards the knees. Creep the heels as close to your hips as is available. And the feet are knee width apart. So we'll do a few little bridge flows here. Inhale, lift the hips. And exhale, lowering back down. Inhale, lift the hips again. And exhale, lowering down. Inhale, lifting up. This time, let's roll the shoulders under. And then either interlace the fingers, maybe use a strap, or simply have the hands facing down, pressing the entire arm into the floor as you lift the hips. Lift the hips. Lifting the heels will allow us to get a little bit more hip height. We tell the psoas it's okay to give us a little bit more. So maintain that as you draw the heels down. Draw the heels down again, but maintain the height. Now keep squeezing the block. Squeeze the block. And just breathe. We'll take 2 more breaths here. And that can be the Ujjayi breath. One more. And then on the out breath, let's slowly release down. Remove the block. Straightening the legs out again. So this is our, like I said, the hip and pelvis sequence. And today I'm going to teach all the movements of the hip. I only do this a couple of times a year because it will take a whole class sequence, but it's such a great sequence. Now you're going to scooch in towards the wall so that your knees are bent up a little bit. A little bit. So I'm looking behind my knee. I'm probably about 3 inches between the back of my knee and the floor. My heel is not on the wall yet, but it will be. Now hug your right knee in. Hug the right knee in. And then as you inhale for nothing, exhale, press your left leg straight. Press the left leg straight. So the mat is going to grab your back and you're actually going to traction your lumbar spine. Pressing your left leg into the wall. Into the wall. Take a breath in and out. And as you inhale next, release the pressure on the wall. Bend up your left foot, place it on the mat, and then release your right foot next to the left. So the descent is important. And now walk on your back. Come into the wall a couple of inches closer. Place your right foot on the wall. Hug the left foot in. Get the left knee as close to your chest as is available. So it's a snug little event. And then inhale for nothing. Exhale. Press yourself away from the wall. And feel how the fascia, the skin on your back body is being pulled towards the wall. We'll take a breath in and out. And then on the next in-breath, release your right leg. Place the foot on the mat and place the left foot next to it. That one is worth repeating. Placing the left foot on the wall again, scooching in, sorry, we're going to crawl back in, maybe readjust your clothing as it slides all over the place. Hug the right knee in. Take a breath in for nothing. Exhale, pressing out. Breathe in and out. And inhale, bend your wall leg, place the foot on the mat, and then release the right one down to it. Scoot, scoot, scoot. Right foot on the wall. Hug the left leg in. Breath in for nothing. And exhale, press, straighten your wall leg. Take a breath in and out. And inhale, bend up your wall leg, place it on the mat, release the left leg down. Take your strap and make a little loop. We're going to scooch back into the wall. Place the left foot, again, knees bend up on the wall. But then you're going to catch your right foot with the strap. Bend your right knee so that the bottom of the foot, the sole of the foot, is towards the sky. So very similar to what we did before, except now we are lifting the foot up towards the sky. And just walk your hands up the strap. You may be able to hold your foot for the first part of it at the very least. Now we repeat what we did before. Breathing in and exhale, press the left foot into the wall, also known as the shirt strangler. Draw your right knee down towards the right armpit. So you're now in a flipped over lunge. Flipped over lunge. Keep your left leg very active. At the four corners of the left foot pressing into the wall. And now slowly begin to straighten the right leg straight up. So not over the head, straight up. And Wilt, if it feels better on your hamstring, go ahead and bend up your left leg as well. So straightening the right knee completely, straightening the right knee completely. So both hands are now holding the strap. And the right leg is straight, 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 straight. grounding the four corners of the left foot into the wall, as if you were standing on the left leg, or if you're bending out the left knee to facilitate the hamstring, that's okay too. Bill, can you straighten your right leg? Give yourself more strap. Just give yourself more strap. I'm looking at the leg. So it'll go closer to the wall. It will move closer to the wall. There you go. As you inhale, let there be a sense of lengthening or ease on the back of the right leg, ease on the front as well. But as you exhale, you're going to draw the front of the right thigh, the quads, onto the thigh bone and reach up through your right heel. Reach up through the heel. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, let the quads soften a little bit. Draw the outer right hip down. And then exhale. Straighten the knee, straighten the right knee by engaging the quadricep. All right, one more time, but just one. Breathing in, draw the outer hip towards the floor so you're centered on the sacrum. And then exhale, contract the quads, drawing onto the thigh bone, reaching up through to the sky with the four corners of your right foot. Now leave your left hand, hold the left hand with the strap, and take your right hand to the outer right hip. Right hand to the outer right hip. Left hand holds the strap, and with a straight elbow, so just take your hand as high up on the strap as is comfortable. And you can wrap the strap around the wrist, the hand, and then we're going to draw the right leg just across the center line of the body. Keep centered on the sacrum. So we're just moving the thigh bone. We're not moving the pelvis. So with the left hand guiding the right leg across, and you can put a little bit of a tussle into your right foot. So it's resisting the left hand drawing it across. It's not a big tug of war, but it helps the muscles stay engaged as we lengthen them. So it's an eccentric stretch, not a passive stretch. On the next in-breath, let's come back to center. Take the strap into your right hand. So holding the strap with the right hand, left arm out to the side. And Will, if you have your left leg bent up, drop it out to the side first. It doesn't look like you do. Is the knee bent up all the way? Looking good now. Breath in and exhale, take your right leg all the way out to the side. Now let the elbow just come down on the floor. It'll help support the leg, the weight of it all. And same thing here. A little tug of war. The hand is going to pull down towards the wall, to the floor, but the leg is going to resist. Leg is going to resist. Keep pulling up. So well, bend up your left leg so you can get the right leg up high. Yes. I like that better. Little tug of war. Little tug of war. Keep your left foot pressing into the wall. Firmly into the wall. And then on the next in-breath, all the way up. Now take hold of the strap. You have both hands. Pull the knee down towards the chest. So we're bookending it where we started. So well, you can place your left foot back on the wall. Left foot goes back on the wall. And then inhale and release the left foot from the wall. Take the right leg down. Place it on the mat. Let's just straighten out both legs and just feel right side, left side. Hip, knees, feet, back. Maybe the leg lays a little flatter. on the mat. Or maybe there's absolutely no change. In which case I just wasted about 8 minutes of your time. I think we should scoot back in. Place the right foot on the wall, knees bend up again. So we're going to get ready to do the tractioning bit first. Take the strap around your left foot. Draw the knee down towards the chest, but have the shin perpendicular to your trunk. So shin is straight up. Knee as close to the chest as you can get it. Walk the hands up so the elbows are straight, not using the biceps. Take a breath in and exhale. Press your right leg up. Straighten the right leg. Keeping your left knee on the chest, on the chest. Bend deeply. Again, if I flipped you over, you would be in a lunge. So we begin to get a little bit of length on the psoas. Now let's straighten the leg for the hamstring stretch. So the hamstring slides down the strap and hooks into the loop, or wrap the arms around. And here, well, it feels like you're getting a more beneficial hamstring stretch when you bend up the right leg. I absolutely invite you to do that. Keep drawing your outer right hip towards the wall, towards the floor, so that you stay centered and neutral in the pelvis. And then we use the Ujjayi breath to go a little deeper. As you exhale, draw the quads, the front of the thigh, onto the thigh bone, and let that action lengthen the back. The quads, the engagement of the quadricep is what tells the hamstring to release. 2 more times. So you also to let go a little bit on the in-breath. But then you contract. You work it on the out-breath. And last time, contract. Draw the knee. The kneecap feels like you're pulling it down to the top of the hip. We can just take the strap into the right hand. Left hand comes to the outer left hip. Draw the hip down. Draw the hip down. Now straightening your right knee. Straighten the right knee. So just give yourself enough strap so you can straighten the knee all the way. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, take the leg across the center line. But again, the hand is pulling it further than the leg wants to go. The foot does not travel past the right shoulder. So just across the center line. Keep a little fight in the leg. You feel this in the outer hip. Releasing and strengthening. Releasing and strengthening. I'll take one more breath. So in these longer holds, using the Ujjayi breathing practice is really nice because it slows down the breath, so we'll hold the pose longer. Let's inhale up to center. Now transfer the strap to your left hand. Straightening the knee again. Straighten the knee. And deep breath in. And exhale. Take the leg to the side. Let your elbow come onto the floor to help support the weight of the leg so that you're not rolling. With the elbow down, you can keep your lumbar, your trunk neutral. Now the hand is pulling the foot down towards the floor, but the foot is not coming along, so it draws upward. And you'll feel this in your inner groins, inner groins. So the goal is not to get the leg to lay flat and passive on the floor. We want muscles that are both flexible but also strong. Not an overstretched rubber band. So we keep the action on the inner legs. And inhale all the way up. Let's draw the knee back down to the chest. Right foot still pressing into the wall. Right foot still on the wall. And on the next in-breath, take the right foot, place it on the mat, and let the left foot come down. Yep, that took care of half of it. So halfway there. Now internal and external rotation. With the knees bent, and this can be a little challenge to gauge, we want the back of the knees to be about a 90 degrees. So this is a longer stance than we do for bridge. So just look down and gauge what is the bend in my knees. And then walk your right foot off the mat. Walk the right foot off the mat. And lower the knee down towards the midline. And then look up. As you lower the knee down, the thigh bone should be parallel to the long ends of your mat. Thigh bone is parallel to the long ends of your mat. Once you check that, you can relax the head back down again. Lift the knee back up and just pivot on the heel and lower it back down again. So internal rotation. Keep drawing the knee down, lifting it up. It's going back and forth. So we have tremendous amount of mobility in the hips. Now the hips is a big joint, built for stability. And if we don't tend to maintaining this, we will begin to lose it. Now next time you take the knee down, again, just check, is your thigh bone parallel to the long ends of your mat? Do you have a 90-degree angle behind your knee? And then flex your ankle. That protects the knee. Flex your ankle. So your right knee is towards the midline of the body too. So the foot is out to the side. Foot is out to the side, and the knee draws down to the midline. So the knee is an internal rotation. And once you take the knee down towards the midline, I say, let's abort this, roll over and sit up so I can demonstrate it so you can see what I'm doing. So I'll turn around this way. So we started with the legs neutral, walk the foot out to the side, pivot the toe, and then I drop it down. And as I drop it down, I'm going to look up to make sure that I am parallel, that it's neither crossed in behind the other or out too far. So I want it lining up with my hip and my shoulder joint. And we started by just going in and out, back and forth. Now, once we've done that several times, we're going to pin our psoas down here, and I will talk you through that part. Was that helpful? Good. So let's go to it again. So feet towards the wall. Walking it. So just that 90-degree angle behind the knees. We're going to take the right foot out to the sides. Now I'm watching you. Right foot walks out to the side. The foot walks out to the side, not the knee, just the foot. And then drop the knee down towards the center line, the midline of your body, yes. Now check that the knee doesn't cross over the midline of the body, which means if it does, you can scoop the foot out further. Flexing the ankle here helps protect your knee joint. Now let's keep the knee in the midline. This should not hurt. Keep flexing the ankle. And then take your middle fingers to the belly button. So just bring them right onto the belly button and go down about 1/2 inch to 1 inch. And then slide your fingers out until you hit your hip, actually your pelvis bump. You'll find bone right out there to the right side. So the right knee is down towards the midline and walking both hands out to the sides. You're going to take a breath in, pull the abdomen in and up. Now press your fingers down. You're going to pin your psoas muscle. And as you exhale, deepen the internal rotation. Draw the knee towards the wall. Draw the knee towards the wall. Now, as you inhale again, you're going to pull the abdomen in and up, in and up. Pin the muscle down with your hands, pulling up with your hands as you exhale, and lengthen your knee a little bit closer to the wall. We can do that one more time. Inhale, lift the abdomen up, up, up. Press the fingers down, pulling up with the direction of the breath. Hold it there. As you deepen the internal rotation of the thigh bone, lengthen the thigh towards the wall. Inhale, let's lift the knee up and then carefully walk it back to center. Slide the legs out long. I just want you to feel what this did. So you might again want to be a little bit away from the wall so your feet are not pressing against the wall. But notice the breath across the front groins and in your lower abdomen, and evaluate, is there more space? Maybe on one side. I remember many years ago, Will, when we were hanging on the wall and you had that femoral entrapment of your hip. So this is the antidote to femoral entrapment, to create space across the front groins and get these muscles to negotiate well. Let's do the other side. Bend out the knees again. And now this time walk your left foot off the mat. Toe heel, toe heel, toe heel. And then flex the ankle. So you're pivoting on the heel as you lower the knee down towards the midline. Lift the knee back up and lower it back down. Just go back and forth. And as you do so, keep your pelvis still, keeping your pelvis really still so that you are not rocking around on the pelvis, which means you're not really moving the femur, the thigh bone in the socket, but you are just moving the parts around instead. And then next time you take the knee down towards the midline, you're going to hold it there. And then just look up. Is it aligned with, parallel with the long edge of the mat? And Bill, it looks like maybe you can pull your left heel up a little bit high. It looks like you have a greater angle than 90 degrees. But it may be the camera angle for me too. That might be too much that you did right now, but it's sort of midway where you were and there. So, and it is hard to see on yourself. Now, again, bring it your middle finger, maybe index and ring finger too, onto your belly button. Go down about 1/2 inch and then slide your hands to the left until you encounter bone. That is your ASIS, your front iliac crest, your pelvis. Take a breath in, pull the abdomen in and up, and then take the fingers down and pull everything you can grab up. And then as you exhale, deepen the internal rotation. Draw the knee down a little closer to the ground. Keep your ankle flexed. Keep your ankle flexed as you do so to protect the knee. So that means pulling the toes towards the shin. That's the flexed ankle. Pull the toes up towards the shin. Yes. Take a breath in again. Pull the abdomen in and up. And then use your hands to physically create this movement and pin the muscle down. Hold it there as you exhale and deepen the internal rotation, the rolling in of the thigh bone as you lengthen the thigh bone towards the wall, towards the wall. Let's do this one more time. Pin the abdomen up, 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 and then lengthen your thigh away from your lower belly. And then slowly lift the leg up and toe heel in. That was internal rotation. External is a lot easier. Bend the knees again. Still 90-degree angle behind the knees, so a longer stance than what you do for bridge pose. You're going to slide your right foot behind your left heel. Slide the right foot behind the left heel. So you're going to catch the back of the heel with the front of your right ankle. Now lower your right knee to the side. Then take your left outer ankle and place it on top of your right knee. So the foot is hanging off. The foot is hanging off. Flex both ankles, and pull the toes towards the shin. If, as you release your left knee out to the left side, left knee goes to the left side. If it's not going to the left side, it's pointing up towards the sky more, straightening out your right leg and let your left knee hang from there instead. And Bill, take your left foot to the outside. So your foot is hanging off the knee. Can you get your left knee lower to the ground? Yes, like that. But it's still sort of pointing up more than it's pointing out. So what may feel better is simply straightening your right leg out. Just straighten your right leg out completely and then take your left knee towards the floor, like that. And then the work here, as you inhale, deepen the external rotation and lengthen the knee again towards the wall. Inhale, you draw the abdomen in and up. Bring the pelvis into a neutral position. And then hold it there as you exhale and lengthen your left knee, the top knee, towards the wall. The right leg is just a support in this pose, the way we started. So the left hip is really where the work is happening. We'll do one more breath. And then, especially in these poses, come out of the pose the way you came into them. So first, you're going to lift your left foot up and place that foot on the mat. And if you have your right foot unhooked behind, then slide that out and place that up. Other side. Let's hook the left ankle behind the right knee. Lower the left knee out to the side. And a right ankle to the outside of the left knee. Foot is hanging off. And then releasing the knee down, outside to the outside. Yes, good choice, Bill. And keep the ankles flexed. Keep the ankles flexed. Inhale, draw the abdomen in and up, coming to be centered on the sacrum. And as you exhale, in your mind's eye, you're going to rotate your right thigh bone out more, dialing it outward, and then draw the knee towards the wall. Draw the knee towards the wall. And we tend to have tightness more. There's an imbalance. Either we may have a lot of internal rotation, but we have hardly any external, or vice versa. But you may be a perfectly balanced person. If you find there's a big difference from one hip to another to the other, practicing this again, but then start on the tighter side, go to the not so tight, and then return to the tighter side also. One more breath. One more breath. And then it's slowly, we're going to come out the way we came in. So that means place the top leg on the floor. And then unhook if you're unhooked, or slide it in. And then straightening the legs out completely. Get the feet back on the wall. And then inhale, take the arms up overhead, full body stretch. Press the feet into the wall. So you might want to scoot back in again so you can get a firm grounding, and then stretch the arms over the head. Draw the tailbone towards the heels, tailbone towards the heels. And then take the arms down, bend up the knees, and roll over onto your belly. Roll over onto your belly. And from the abdomen, we're going to have to negotiate the quadriceps. But before we do that, let's warm up with a little bit of cobra. So take your forehead to the mat, roll the shoulders up and down the back. And inhale, lift the heart. Keep the shoulders down, shoulders are down. And exhale, let's come back to puppy pose. Stretching back, lengthen the spine. Inhale up through modified plank, flip the feet, and we're in the tall cobra, tall cobra. And exhale, flip the toes back to puppy. And one more time. Tall cobra. Lift the heart, lift the heart. And lengthening the front of the neck, but don't collapse the back. Don't collapse the back. And slowly lower down. Come into Sphinx pose. So we can play with frogs. Swing your left arm in front so it's parallel to the mat. Bend up your right foot and reach back, catch the top of your right foot. And as you reach back to catch the foot, make sure that your knee are not traveling out to the side, but it's staying parallel. Now draw your heel towards your tush. Draw the heel towards the tush. So the quadricep crosses over two joints, the hip and the knee. And we are locking down the hip joint and taking it into full extension. So look, I cannot see what's going on behind you, but I'm thinking everything is well. Let's switch to the other side. Catch the top of your left foot and draw the heel again towards the tush. Draw the heel towards your tush. If the knee travels out to the side, we are torquing the knee joint. So that's why you want to make sure you are right centered on the front of the thigh. Well, first do it. We're going to release. And we're going to go back to the first side. Take the right hand back again. Draw the heel to the outside of the hip. So now you can take your hand to the top of the foot if it's available. Elbow is sticking straight up. And draw the heel again to the outside of the hip. To the outside. So we're getting some different quad fibers. What you're doing right now is taking your leg into half hero's pose. Half hero's pose. Are you feeling this on your quads? Or is it just me? And then releasing. Let's go to the other side. And catch the foot. Pivoting the hand on the foot. So the fingers are pointing towards the ankle. It's a little easier to catch and bring the foot, to bring the heel to the outside of the hip. And you can use the strap. If it's hard to catch the ankle, use the strap to drawing it in. Simply sitting in hero's pose is a really good pose to Release and lengthen the quads. And we're going to slowly release that. Let's take the hands under the shoulders again. Roll them up and back. The shoulders, that is, not the hands. And we lift up to cobra again. Lifting up to cobra again. Let's draw back to downward facing dog. And then walk the hands back so you can get the heels on the wall. Get the heels on the wall very comfortably. And then with the heels on the wall, we have some leverage. So as you press the hips back, press the hips back. Bending the knees is perfectly fine. Keep the spine long. Keep the hips high. Keep the hips high. We'll lift the hips up higher. Or bend the knees. Keep the knees bent. And lift the hips. So it's a great way to get some length into the side body. And then let the knees come down and rest in wide knee child's pose. Wide knee child's pose. Letting the hips descend towards the heels. Hips descending towards the heels. And then take the hands under the shoulders. And lift up. We're going to come up into standing. Showing an alternate pose. We're going to walk to the wall, facing the wall. Place your hands waist high. Waist high. Walk the feet back. And then take the hips back over the feet. So I'm in a wall dog. It's a right angle. Hands are shoulder width apart. And again, with hamstrings thingies, bend the knees a wee bit, but keep the spine long. Keep the belly button on the back, on the back. Pull the hips back, pull the hips back. And then from here, take the right leg straight back. So we're in warrior three pose, warrior three. Look at your toes. Are they pointing straight down? Toes pointing straight down. Reach back through the heel, reach back through the heel. And take the heel or the foot down. Push back through both hips. Push back through both hips. So you are in wall dog again. Tractioning the spine. Feet close together. Lift the left foot straight up, straight up. Again, look at the toes. Are they pointing straight down? So lift the leg, but not the pelvis. The pelvis stays neutral. So drop the left pelvis down. But lift the leg, lift the leg. Nice. And exhale, take the foot down, press back through the hips again. Press back through the hips again. And then inhale, look up and walk to the wall. And then turn around. So this pose is the exact same pose that I invite you to do now, where I'm in dog, but now I'm going to walk my feet out on the wall. It's exactly what we just did. And then we took a leg up. And then maybe the other leg. Now, if you prefer to repeat this action, the first one, I say that's cool. But if you want to start towards the handstand, let's plant the hands on the mat and take the feet up. So you can start by just taking one foot up and see how that goes and step down. Or repeating this variation. Same pose, gravity is what changed it. So Margie, let me look at, what are you choosing? Hands on the hips. So the wilt's going all in, yes. It's really good for shoulder and arm strength, especially for women. We lose that as we age, more so than men, it seems. But it's always doing the pose right. So start in downward facing dog, Margie, as you are. Heels up the wall. So we were just there. Pull the hips towards the wall. Push yourself onto the wall. And Wilt, did you take one leg up at a time? And now, Margie, you're going to do what Bill is doing. You're going to walk your feet up at hip height. Keep pushing your hips to the wall. Keep pushing your hips to the wall as you walk the feet up. That's all right. And then hands on the wall, lifting one leg at a time, and then come down. Wilt, you're going to do wide knee child's pose, and you're going to come onto your back. You know, you're almost checking out. You've got about 2 minutes left. And Bill and Marty, you're going to take the legs down, press the hips back, press the hips back. And then we are all going to come to the wall. Come onto your mat. So our last pose is Supta Baddha Konasana. But for you, Wilt, I would lay down in Shavasana. So, you have 2 blocks, you have a strap. Do you also have 2 blankets each? 1 blanket each. Let's see how I want to do this. So you'll take your blanket, place it the long way on the mat. And then take your strap and make a big loop. So I have a D-ring strap. And my strap is 8 feet long. That's a long strap, but a 6-footer will do 2. Bill, do you have a strap or are you strapless? So taking the strap, putting it on, so like you're putting on a hula hoop. You're going to take your blocks to each side of the hips. And then you have the strap around your back. You have a tail on your loop. Have that tail pulling up towards you. I'm going to hook my feet into the loop. We'll say goodbye, namaste, great afternoon, happy meeting. And then so looped my feet. So you have this big loop of the strap around. Have you buckled your strap, Margie? We got a loop. I'm trying to see your strap collar matches in with your shirt collars. That's like. So the strap, if you look, is behind my back, and I'm going to catch it right on the rim of my pelvis, not up in my low back, but in. So it's caught around the rim of the pelvis. Then I take it excuse me, down through my inner groins, and I hook my feet. And I'm going to tighten up the strap. Bring my heels as close to my hips as is available. And that's the reason that you want the strap to be pulling towards you. Because now I can just. Do you have a D ring, Margie? Is it like, so yeah, if you thread it in, yours are just square, mine are round. So you'll take it through both loops first. And then go back through, and then we got a loop, perfect. So you'll want to start with a slightly bigger loop than you're going to need so you can actually get yourself into it. Once everything is snug, I'm going to use my hands to create length of my front. So tighten it up, Margie. Yep, yep, yep. And then lift the hips and scoot the tailbone towards the heels. Now I'm going to lay down on my blanket. I'm going to take my blocks that I have on each side for my outer hips. And this is the perfect digestive pose. Now you may find that for next time you do this, maybe more support under the head. But a great pose for digestion, for hip flexibility. It's a perfect holiday pose, but you want your knees, your outer legs supported on blocks or something so they're not just hanging. So pausing, breathing, going back to the Ujjayi breath, but this time only on the out breath. So let the in-breath be passive. Let the arms just relax to the sides or wherever it is comfortable. There is no effort whatsoever. Allow the out-breath to lengthen out slightly. And maybe again with the Ujjayi, with the soft hissing. If you wake up in the middle of the night, thoughts raising, propping yourself up in this manner, pillows, small animals, whatever is agreeable. And ideally you want the forehead slightly higher than the chin slightly higher than the chest, and the chest slightly higher than the belly. And to release from this pose, you'll use your hands to draw the knees together. And then pull on the strap to pull the legs in to unhook your feet. And then take the legs out long. Just take them out long. So Salamba Shavasana, supported Shavasana. So now allow there to be no effort, no doing. Everything relaxes. Let the breath be deep and full. And then as a gentle signal to beginning to conclude the practice, you'll just let your breath deepen. Maybe wiggling fingers and toes. Bend up the knees. And then rock the knees from side to side. Roll all the way over onto your right or left side. Pause on your side, support support your head with an arm or your blanket so that your head, your neck is not in a scary place. And then you'll use your arms and hands to press up into a comfortable seated posture.